People who have never interacted with someone with a developmental disability may believe communicating could be intimidating and nerve-wracking.
Morning, Bob. Morning there, big man. Morning, Alice!
You might not know what to say or how to act. If the developmental disability is physical, you might worry about staring too much or unconsciously insulting the person with some of your questions. These concerns are understandable, but it's important to know that people with developmental disabilities should be treated the same as everyone else you meet. We are First Choice Family Services, and stay to the end of this video as we answer one of the most searched questions on the internet on developmental disabilities. How do you interact with people with developmental disabilities? Well, the most important thing to remember about interacting with people is to see them for who they really are, not their disability. We have 3 important tips to guide you when interacting with people with developmental disabilities. Think before you speak. When meeting a person with a developmental disability for the first time, have the right amount of sensitivity. What does this mean? If you're too cautious, it might seem offensive to some. If you're insensitive, it may come off as an insult to others. Just remember, they are people and different people prefer different things. Don't be insensitive by asking them what happened to them or asking their companion what's up with him. An important thing to note when you have questions for a person with a developmental disability is to ask the question directly to them and not someone else around them. Never assume, always ask. There are many instances that require you to think before you act, especially when interacting with people with developmental disabilities. Here are some of the most common ones. Don't stare at an individual with a developmental disability, especially if their disability manifests physically. It's rude to stare at people. Before helping a person with a developmental disability, ask first if they need assistance. If they do, ask them what's the best way you can help them. Don't automatically assume they need your help. Watch how you phrase things. Speak clearly and pay attention to your body language when talking to a person with a developmental disability. If you're confused on what to do, always ask. If you have difficulty understanding them, it's okay to say you don't quite understand. Treat them with respect. Treat them the way you would treat everyone else, with respect. You might find it difficult to interact with people with developmental disabilities at first, but you'll eventually get the hang of it. One of the major reasons why we become uncomfortable interacting with people with developmental disabilities is that we're afraid we might say something wrong. But that's not really a big deal for them, as long as we have good intentions, are respectful, and see them beyond their disability. They're glad to become friends. Focus on the person, not their disability. Before you speak or do anything, what do you think about? You consider the preference of the person with a developmental disability right in front of you, because that person is your first and best resource. Take a deep breath and relax. Remember, think before you say anything or do anything. If you're confused, ask, but always be sensitive and respectful. And now that you've reached the end of this guide, you might realize it's pretty much the same way you handle interactions with everyone else. That is the point. Treat them the way you would treat everyone else, and you might earn some friends. Thanks for watching. Remember, First Choice Family Services is your information resource for the DSP industry. Like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification to stay connected.